Help. Tulong. These simple words carry two distinct meanings. A cry for aid, or an extension of support to others. In my 4 years as a Lasallian, I have experienced both. Today, allow me to share how help takes many forms and how all of us are a product of it. To the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts, Dr. Alor Torneo, represented by our Associate Dean, Dr. Daniel Dumato, our Assistant Dean for External Affairs and Lasallian Mission, Dr. Jean Peraculio, our Assistant Dean for Research and Advanced Studies, Dr. Boomer Yabot, our department chairs, faculty, administrators, office managers, staff, our beloved parents and guardians, and to my fellow dashing and gorgeous graduates from the College of Liberal Arts, a pleasant afternoon to everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank the college administrators for choosing me to deliver the response on behalf of the graduates. Life is often compared to a wheel with crests and troughs. Similarly, help is not a one-way transaction. It is a cycle, one of receiving and giving. There are moments when we find ourselves in the troughs of life, feeling hopeless after a difficult exam we thought would never pass, feeling discouraged from a rejection from our dream internship, or perhaps nursing a heartbreak from a romantic relationship. In these moments, we cling to the hope that someone will pull us up. This was me at the beginning of my college journey. For a middle-class student, studying in a prestigious university like DLSU always felt unattainable. I was a Form 137 and Form 138 away from giving up that UAAP dream. Little did I know that days after, an email would change my life. An acceptance letter for a full-ride scholarship with monthly allowance. Thanks to the Moities Foundation, I was given an opportunity to pursue my future with confidence and hope. As I continued my journey in this university, I realized that there was so much things to learn beyond my own perspective. Throughout these years, I was fortunate enough to belong in different circles of friends. People who scrambled with me on Zoom to finish final papers minutes before the deadline. Introduced me to places that I've never been to before, and experienced in the whirlwind of emotions that comes along with the Taft life. I'm also equally grateful to our professors who challenged us to think critically while extending understanding and grace when we needed it the most. In the university with a vibrant organizational culture, I was also blessed to encounter mentors and fellow student leaders who helped unlock each other's potential and encouraged us to pursue what once seemed impossible. Together with the university parents, S-Life, especially Sir Zaki, and DLSU Puso, particularly Ms. Blue Fajardo and Ms. Lea, our random what-ifs turned into meaningful projects for the community. And how could I ever function without my family? Without our families? I'm forever indebted to my loved ones, especially to my titas Irene, Wen, and Maribel, who are here with us today, who would occasionally send me baon on a random weekday. A crucial source of support where meals around Agno cost more than 100 pesos. Above all, I would like to take this opportunity to proudly acknowledge my mother, Julie, who has endured every dialysis session for the past 8 years. Regardless of the circumstances, she has always been there, listening to my endless rants and making sure that my clothes were ironed before classes. To my mother, and to all the parents and guardians here, thank you for guiding us and for letting us know what resilience means. In the life where it is easy to focus on what we lack, I'm constantly reminded of how fortunate I am to have people willing to share a piece of themselves to make me whole, to dedicate their time, effort, energy, and resources to lift me up. And so I found myself asking, now what? How do I give back? I realized that while I may not be able to repay everyone directly, I could honor their kindness by extending the same support to others. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where the crests of the wheel come in. Giving, offering, and extending the same fervent help we once received. I was privileged enough to serve the university student government for 3 years, culminating as the Vice President for Internal Affairs. It was a round-the-clock commitment entrusted to me by my fellow students. From responding to their concerns every time we have enlistment and there's an annual CIS crash at 7 a.m., to serving students during midterms and finals at Gokong Way and Henry C. Libraries at 7 p.m. Helping became more than just a responsibility. It was my way of giving back. One day, during an election campaign, a student randomly messaged me. Not to ask a question, but to simply share how a small act of kindness had stayed in him. He said, and I quote, "I know you won't remember me, but I appreciate you for being patient with me during the time when I was lost as a freshman. Some good deeds just last long to some people." More than just a vote earned, it was a reminder that service lives in impact to each and every one of us beyond what we immediately see. And in that moment, I felt a profound sense of fulfillment that I had served my purpose. And then it hit me. Helping is not merely something we do. It is part of who we are. Like a wheel that never stops spinning, the energy, love, and support that we once received are meant to be transformed into another form of help passed on to others. It is faith from those generous enough to believe in us and share a part of themselves. Service that compels us to go above and beyond. And communion and mission that calls us to walk alongside one another. I realized that help is not merely receiving and giving, because it is a reflection of our shared humanity. Because of the help that I received, I became more grateful for every opportunity, more humble enough to also accept assistance, and more determined to use my gifts for the benefit of others. I learned that helping has a ripple effect far greater than what we can imagine. Who we are today has been shaped not only by the people who lifted us up, but also by those who allowed us to lift them up in return. And so, my fellow graduates, as we carry with us our togas, medals, and the Lasallian education, it is our turn to seize this crest, this milestone, and give back. Not only to those who helped us here, but to whom we are called to empower. The children outside, like the Agno kids whose futures are still being written. The maintenance personnel who cleans our event every after or event. The Kuya guards who help us cross across the busy streets of Taft. The drivers who bring us safety in the campus, who are mostly affected by the rising fuel costs. And our fellow Filipinos fighting each and every day for mere survival. In a country burdened by systemic inequalities and a culture that sometimes encourages people to stay comfortably on their crests while others remain on their troughs, may we remain true to our calling as Lasallian achievers for God and country. Let us make helping a normal response in a world where people, as Brother Inigo shared with us a while ago, experience pain. Let us use our professions and voices to influence the systems we will enter eventually, whether it be in the government, academia, business, or our local communities. This is how we give back to our alma mater. Dahil bilang mga magtatapos sa kolehiyo ng malalayang sining, tunay lang tayong magiging malaya at mapagpalaya kung handa nating tulungan ang isa't isa. As I conclude, I invite everyone to pay it forward, to extend our hands to the world, offering ourselves while asking others, help, tulong. Together, let us keep the wheel of help spinning. CNA Class of 2026, thank you, and Anumong Dasal.